Hello and welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club, the place investors go to gain actionable advice, learn about current market trends, and hear war stories from other professional investors out there in the field today. Before we get started, I have two quick housekeeping items to cover. First, if you like the episode, we would very much appreciate a like, subscribe, and share. It is the best way to support the show and keep it running. Second, if you are a new investor looking to get started in real estate or an experienced investor looking to take your investing to the next level, we created an ebook for you that will cover how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance those deals with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. On top of that, I throw in an insane amount of free bonuses that you'll have access to once you buy the ebook. All we charge is our admin cost to keep the show running. So, if you're serious about real estate investing and want to create both active and passive income as an investor, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com and click on the button that says Get the ebook to grab yourself a copy today. So with that said, let's dive right in. Today we have a very special guest with us, ready to drop some investor knowledge on you. So buckle up, grab your pen and paper, and enjoy the ride. All right, we are live. Today we have with us Tim Herriage. Tim has many things, so many things that he's done that I can't even have a title to introduce him. He's bought and sold many companies, and today he comes with us as a real estate investor. So I'm going to pass it over to him to let him give us a good introduction. Tim, get us started. Why don't you tell us, where you are, what you do, and how you got started in real estate in the first place?
Hey, Gabe, thanks for having me on, man. Tim Herriage. I am actually calling you from my house here in the Dallas area in Texas. I guess the easiest way to describe myself is I'm a real estate investor. That's how I got started in this crazy industry 20-something years ago. I founded some trade show companies. I founded some companies with Blackstone, done a little over $1 billion in transactions, but my day-to-day is still revolves around residential real estate here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. As soon as we're done with this call today, I've got to head out and I've got a rehab going about 10 miles from here. Got to go check on another hotel property about 10 miles from there. Then I have to drive by 2 rent houses. I'll stop and eat some barbecue on the way, and should be sitting out by my pool by about 3 o'clock drinking a cold beer. So, I mean, that's kind of I've structured my life now. After owning large companies and having hundreds of employees, I've structured my life now where I literally get to do more of what I want every day, and I don't do anything I don't want to do. I also own an insurance company. We insure a little over $200 million worth of real estate investors' properties across the nation, REI Choice Insurance. I don't do a lot in that company. I just own it and advise it. My partner, Andy, does all of the work. And, I enjoy coaching football with my kids. We've got rental properties. We've got owner finance properties. I cook a lot of barbecue in my backyard. We have a lot of pool parties. And I'm really just focused on living my best life. I got into this business on accident. When I got out of the Marine Corps in 2001, I put my resume on militaryhire.com. And I was hired as a project manager for a small company here in Dallas that bought and owner financed houses. I managed their construction for about a year, went and worked for a guy that had wholesaled us a bunch of houses as his acquisitions guy. Did that for a year and then went out on my own. A couple years later, I met my wife. She owned a HomeVestors franchise, and she wholesaled me a house, and I turned around and wholesaled it for more to another investor.
Wholesaled it.
So nice. The joke is that we got married to keep it all in the family.
I love it.
But, that's 12, 14 years ago now 15 years ago that we met. We're the nuclear family. We've got 2 kids and a dog and live on a couple acres. And I spend a lot of time helping investors and with loans and with insurance and with joint ventures. And I buy from investors. I've helped a lot of investors through the REI Expo and B2R Finance. But today, it's been a long, I don't come from money. Everything I've ever done is self-funded, self-made. I don't have investors. So I've done it the long, hard way. But here we are 19 years later, and I'm very glad I did it.
Oh man, I love your story, and it was very Texas. I heard barbecue, beer, and football a couple times in there. So you are a true Texan. So that's that's awesome.
Even during the pandemic, we have a scrimmage tomorrow for Little League football.
Nice.
A lot of things are on hold in this state, but Little League football.
But football continues.
Yeah.
I love it. So cool. You got started as a project manager in 2001, and that was like your first foray into business, right? Right out of you just left the Marines, you just got into you're looking for a job, and this popped up. You went and you were a project manager, and that's how you got introduced to real estate, right?
Yeah. I had some construction experience from when I was in high school, and I included that on the resume that the Marines showed me how to make. And this former Marine hired me, and he said, "Look, I just need someone organized that'll work hard and do what I say." And I said, "Well, you got the right
guy." Cool. So, I mean, we talked a little bit before the show, and you sent me some stuff, and you've done tons of single family investments. Usually when everybody has their own path, and I love just hearing how people do real estate because there's so many different ways to do it. And so you chose the single family route. Why did you choose single family? Why didn't you go, large multifamilies, commercial, stuff like that? What really brought you into single family?
We found this when we were working with Blackstone and helping, we did $1 billion in loans in less than 2 years to investors. My story is very common with most people that are successful in this business. Single family is one of those things. It's obtainable, right? It exists where you already live. It's a small dollar amount. You can envision it. You've lived in a house before, right? You've had to mow the grass at a house. Single family is one of those things that you can put a lot of sweat equity into. You can do it just by saving up a down payment. I think I gravitated towards single family because it was accessible to me, being from someone with, my parents didn't have enough money to send me to college. That's why I went to the Marine Corps, not because I'd love to sit here and be romantic and say that I had some deep desire to serve my country, but the reality is I was going nowhere. I had no money. So I think I started in single family because it was obtainable. It was understandable. It's easy to digest. And then now, as I'm older and more mature, I'm 42 now, I still like single family because there's not a concentrated risk. You don't have site risk. It's very liquid now with the refinancing that's out there. You always have the option to rent it, owner finance it, refinance it, or sell it, right? So it's a very liquid asset class. My personal strategy is one of we have pared our portfolio down in numbers, but up in equity in higher quality single family homes. And our personal strategy is to get the magic number is somewhere around 50 houses for us, but that's not 50 of we've had 50 before, but they were $80,000 houses, right? Yep. Now we're looking at having 50 $250,000 houses. And our strategy is just to refinance them one or two a year and live off that tax-free income from the refinances. And, most likely when I'm 55 years old, I will qualify for welfare because I will lose money and make no money, and I'll live off the refinances on my rental properties.
Oh, wow. So you guys are doing the Burr strategy, as they call it, like to the hilt. You guys have mastered that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little more complex than the Burr. I mean, because for us, it's you just wait and in utilizing leverage, specifically low cost leverage. I mean, our blended rate on our portfolio right now is about 4.75%. Okay. So we're really focused on advantageous leverage versus just leverage to keep the machine going, if that makes sense.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I'm at a much earlier stage in my career, in my real estate investing career. So I'm more at the keeping the machine running and getting things moving forward. So I'm a little bit more leveraged than you, I'm sure. So when you're looking at an investment deal, I mean, you're still looking at single families now. You said after this call, you're going to go to a job site. You're going to check on some of your rentals. what are you looking for in terms, for single families? Like what kind of, it sounds like now you're looking for more turnkey. You're not looking for fix and flips, but what is it generally that you're looking for when you're going to buy?
Yeah. So my business, being 20 years seasoned, is very streamlined and systematized. We send out 5,000 postcards a week.
Wow.
And we spend about $1,000 a month on pay-per-click advertising. So our total advertising budget every month is about $10,000. I'm very fortunate to have some people that are basically my partners that answer the phones and run the appointments and make the offers and get the contracts done. And then when we get a contract in, we look at it, kind of four ways. First and foremost, does it fit my rental portfolio? If yes, I go talk to my wife and make sure we have the available capital at that time to take it down, get it fixed up, and get it refinanced the way we want it. Sometimes we have a backlog in that side of the portfolio. And then is it a wholesale, or do we just assign the deal? I always tell people talk about wholesaling as a way to get into the business. And to me, wholesaling is a very complex exit strategy that must be used properly. Mm. And so what we do is we look at it and say, okay, is this in a bad neighborhood? If yes, wholesale it. Is it a major renovation? If yes, wholesale it, because I just hate rehabbing houses.
Yeah.
I really do hate it.
I'm with you.
Is it in a price point where we don't want that exposure? So if it's below $100,000 house, I don't want it. I don't want to mess with it. I don't like going to those neighborhoods. If it's above a $300,000 house, I don't want it. I don't want the headache, and I don't like going to those neighborhoods. So really, if it's in that 150 to 250 price point, it makes a great flip. And then we look at it and we say, okay, is this a flip or a wholesale? And the way we decide between those two is if the house, it really just needs cosmetics, like a good cleanup and cosmetics, we'll wholesale the property, because typically we've got it on the market 3 or 4 days after we close on it. And we're getting, if you can put inventory on the market in the bottom third of the price band right now, there are so many conventional buyers that will buy that thing for 10, 20% discount, and you make a killing. And you don't have contractors, and you don't have receipts, and you don't have all, so we figure on our hotels, we make about 30 to 40% more than a signing. So we love the hotel. And then the fix and flips, we try to keep at least one fix and flip going at all times. My wife is a creative. Lord have mercy, you should see the amount of money and energy she spent on decorating my college son's dorm. Got him an apartment up in Stillwater.
He's like, Mom, just leave.
Oh my God. I'm up there with my tool belt hanging curtains, and it's just, and he's just kind of sitting there like, all right,
whatever.
But he has the nicest apartment in Stillwater. My wife enjoys that stuff. So the fix and flips are a way, it keeps my contractors actively employed with me. And so when I need them on a rental property or something like that, and, my wife enjoys the process, and we make good money. The housing market is on fire down here. And, I hate to sound like I don't want to make $40,000, but I'd rather not fix and flip, but it's good money, and my wife enjoys it, and it keeps good people working for us for when we need them. So we always try to keep that in the mix as well.
I like that. And are you guys, you or your wife, or are you a realtor? Do you have your license?
She is a real estate broker. I am only licensed to carry weapons and drive vehicles.
There we go. So it sounds like, you really focus on the $100,000 to $300,000 range. And that kind of dictates the area also that you're focusing, it sounds like, as well, because you don't want to go into the really nice areas and do any of those flips, and then the numbers won't work out for a rental anyways, and you don't want to go in the really low areas. Right. So do you only focus Texas, or do you invest outside of Texas?
I've done some deals outside of Texas. I've done loans this year outside of Texas. I've done a lot of insurance this year outside of Texas. But with regards to my single family acquisitions, it's within 50 miles of where my butt is sitting right now.
Nice. That's Texas. I feel like I mean, you can always have an excuse for wherever you are to not work. But I do feel like Texans, you guys got an advantage because there's just so many houses out there, and it's just the price point is so good. I'm up here in Seattle, and it's just like finding any rental is it's hard. There's the numbers are really not in your favor here.
Yeah, and we've got a historic home we're renovating down in San Antonio right now, and which is in Texas, right? But it's 4.5 hours away. So.
Yeah, it's like across the state for us.
Right. I mean, it's not even halfway across the state for us. So it was a big mistake. My son was going to college down there last year, and so we bought this house, and we were going to Airbnb it. Well, he decided to transfer, so we've really mismanaged that project. We've done a horrible job. We've had some bad luck with contractors, and it's reaffirmed my decision. We should get all of our final inspections by next week. It's reaffirmed my decision that I really need to keep things close to where when there's a problem, I can go over and take care of it. Or more importantly, where the contractors know that if the cat's away, the mice will play.
Yeah. Yep. I 100% understand that one. So you've mentioned your marketing budget, and that's something, my background is in digital marketing, so I'm always interested in the marketing side of things. So you guys do 5,000 letters a week and 1,000 PPC. Do you guys have numbers when it comes to, your cost per lead for both avenues?
Absolutely.
Well, let's hear it.
We're running about $50 a lead right now.
Okay, and that's both letters and PPC?
Yeah, that would be merged. PPC, I haven't really broken it down. I mean, that channel is very unpredictable because you have to go back and look at the leads. So many of them are bogus leads, spam leads, and honestly, it would take more effort than I think it would be worth to go through and sort out real versus, misleading. For me right now, it's, hey, if I can, so we spend about 10 grand a month total in advertising, and we buy anywhere from 2 to 4 houses a month contract.
Okay.
So, my cost per acquisition is steadily between 2 and 5,000. And that's not including any other cost of goods sold. There's no commissions or any of that. That's just pure advertising cost per lead. So there's no overhead burden there. I'd really like to keep it below 5. There are some months it goes up to 7, but for the year we run, right at 5,500 to 6,000. If you really look at the whole year with seasonality.
Okay. So that's so it sounds like it's about 100 leads per conversion for you guys per close.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that seems to be about what we've experienced too. We've been trying to get it down, but it's just like, I don't know. I do a lot of the digital side of things, and you're right. There's a lot of bogus stuff out there, so it's hard to cull them. One mini tip, if you guys haven't used this, is clickcease.com. If you add that to your Google Ads, it takes away a lot of the bogus clicks that usually aren't anything. But that's also a listener tip for listeners out there. Clickcease.com. If you guys do digital marketing, it is a killer when it comes to saving money on your PPC spend. So
is it hard to do?
Awesome. So kind of take us, you've already kind of given us an idea of it, but what is the next step for you guys? It sounds like you're really excited about, continuing the fix and flip business, rental business that you're running right now.
Yeah. So for starters, my insurance company is growing about 15 to 20% quarter over quarter. So I'm really excited about that. I spent a lot of time yesterday talking to my wife with my fancy "How do I make money" chart, and I make money off of insurance, houses, and finance. The common thread is investors, and now I was really talking about what do investors need. So I want to grow I want to kind of grow the lead generation side of my business, and not for acquisitions, but for investors. I'm looking at some land development. There's a lot of opportunity to develop land here in the DFW area, specifically the Dallas-Fort Worth area, because new home starts hit a record last month, Interest rates hit a record low. You can't buy. There are no houses for sale here. I mean, it's just insane. So
That's
home
interesting
builders,
that the housing prices are still that low. 100 to 300 is pretty low considering.
Well, so we have an interesting market that, even up in the Northwest, you guys can't compete with because there's so much wide open farmland surrounding us. There's not trees, forests, canyons, rivers. It's just dirt as far as you can see. So I've always called it a leapfrog market. What happens is they develop in one direction until it gets a little too expensive on the price per acre, and then they just jump over here. And then they start developing out that way, and then they jump over here, then they come back. And so land development is one of those things that I think no matter what, you can get 3 or 4 years ahead of it, buy some land, lose some money on it every year, farm it, whatever you want to do. Eventually, the development is going to come across. Specifically now, we're really projecting that the coronavirus is going to change the way people work and where they work from.
Oh, yeah.
And so to get an hour out of Dallas and have some space between you and your neighbors, all the economists I talk to, they think that's a good hedge. So we want to develop some land. We want to buy some ranches in Central Texas. It's a great profit center. You can buy a couple thousand acres for anywhere from 10 to 20 million bucks. And when you sell them off in 50-acre chunks, the price per acre is almost 10 times what you paid for it.
Oh,
so, I mean, the key is you got to have the 15 million bucks, right?
Yeah.
But so we want to do some of that. I've got a kid in 5th grade. He started 5th grade this week. And I'm probably going to maintain the status quo for the next 7 years so I can be here every day when he's home.
Yep.
It's very important to me to be here with my children when they get home from school, to making breakfast in the morning. I traveled a lot when I did for B2R, and I missed a lot with my oldest son that I just don't want to repeat. Yep. So after he's out of high school and he's off in college, I'll probably be buying a lot of ranch land and working on developing it, and I'll be disappeared, so to speak.
Yeah, that's really cool. I've a few people that have been on the show have said that development is, when you're talking about in real estate there, you're getting, streams of income or you're getting chunks of income. And it sounds like land development is the premier when it comes to getting chunks. It's you do get a lot on the back end. I know nothing about it, so I can't speak intelligently about it at all, but it does sound like a very good, long-term flip, if you will.
Right.
So you said coronavirus. Just tell us real briefly what's your projection into the future with the coronavirus? How's it going to affect investing? Before we continue on with today's guest, I want to tell you guys about a community I'm launching on School to help investors like yourself grow your own portfolio. In this community, you'll get access to all the docs I use, all the systems I've built, everything I've used to grow my own portfolio, as well as instructions and guidance on how to get out there and find great deals, how to finance those deals, and then how to manage them for great returns. Since we're just launching it, the price will be set at a measly $20 per month, and whatever price you join at is the price you'll have for life. We will be increasing the price as the group grows, so if you're at all interested in growing your portfolio along other investors, now is the time to join. I will put the link somewhere in the bio or on our podcast website at therealestateinvestingclub.com. So if you are interested, head on over there. With that said, let's get back to the podcast.
So, I'm from Texas, right? So my opinion's about to come way out of left field on you, or I guess right field. I think that it's been completely blown out of proportion. I think that our nation is divided politically, economically, socially right now. I think the Democrats win this November. I think the pandemic goes away. Interesting thing, I monitor the probate leads, right?
Oh, yeah.
And if I told you for the last 4 months, the number of leads is consistent with the average from the last 2 years, would you believe me?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, people aren't dying in the street. I mean,
it's true.
So I just think it's going to go away. Like, I don't think it'll magically go away, but I just think people will stop being so dadgum worried about it.
Yep.
Because it is like a really bad flu for old people. I mean, it is. And I've got some 80-year-old in-laws that we built a house for behind the house. We're not letting them get out much. We're keeping them sheltered, right? Within reason. But, you know, I just don't think it's going to have a lasting effect. The lasting effect, Gabe, is going to be on what we as Americans do to each other during the process. You know, the pendulum has an aversion to the middle. And so we're about as far right in leadership as we can get right now. And we're about to go really far left. And I just wish that someone practical could step up and hear all voices and help, you know, get the government out of the way and let the people run the country. That's what I wish. But
I like that idea. If only we could hit that, right?
Right. So I'll tell you this, though. I was reading in the paper this morning. The Federal Reserve says that interest rates will remain at near zero levels as long as until we've reached a sustained point of inflation greater than 2%. So I posted on Instagram today. I said, you know, so basically this means your cash is worth nothing and will be worth nothing for like ever.
That's crazy.
So I think with low borrowing cost and everybody gets a house kind of mentality, I think we're going to see a really big run up for the next 6 years. Rick Sharga from Realty Track would tell you that other than the Great Recession, real estate has pulled the nation out of every recession, right? And we in real estate caused the Great Recession, so we couldn't pull it out, right? But yeah, I mean, I think it's a great time to be in real estate. I think it's a horrible time to have cash. So even if you've got cash, if you can't figure out how to invest, you need to find someone that knows how to invest and loan them your money. Because if you're not making at least 6 to 7% money, you're probably
Absolutely. You're cut out there. He's back. A little bit of chop. That's all right though. Tim, we are at the end of the episode. Actually, we're far over, but I'm cool with that because it was a great conversation. So I'm going to push us into the quick question round. This is where I ask quick questions. You give me quick answers. Starts with books. I'm a big bookie. So give me 2 book recommendations, one for real estate and one for just general life wisdom.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Richest Man in Babylon.
Oh, man, great ones. So many people have said Richest Dad in Babylon. I need to pick up that goddamn book because, a lot of recommendations.
It's a good one.
Next question is habits. Habits are the foundation of our life. So tell us, what is the habit that you feel has contributed the most to your success today?
I'm grounded. I stay grounded. I remember where I came from. I help people and people help me back.
I like it. Next one is your younger self. So if you were to go to Tim, say he was just getting out of the Marines, putting in that jog post in whatever it was that you were searching for a job for, go to him, look him in the eye, give him one piece of advice moving forward. What would that piece of advice be?
Force yourself to keep one more rent house per year.
I like it.
It would be about $7 million more in net worth for me.
One single family rental per year. It's very doable. One more. I like that. Very doable for anybody listening and watching out there. You guys can do it too. Just one more. Final question, and this is for the listeners. You've given us some great advice, some great information to kind of chew on as we go forward. So if someone wanted to reach out and get in contact with you, what would be the best way for them to do that?
Just learn how to spell my last name and then just type in Tim Herriage. I have a YouTube channel. I have an Instagram page. I have a Facebook page. And timherriage.com is a great resource. I've got about 700 or 800 free videos out there between timherriage.com and flipthatcontract.com. I used to run a wholesaling course. It's all free. It's all on YouTube. Just type my name in after you learn how to spell it and knock yourself out.
Cool. And I'll give you guys a cheat. It's TIMHERRIAGE. Whew, it's an easy one. Awesome. Tim, again, thank you very much for hopping on the show. I had a blast. For everybody who's here with us today, thank you guys for showing up. You are the reason we do this. So again, thank you. The best way to support the show is just to subscribe, like, and share this episode with your friends and family. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode and were able to pull some actionable advice that you can go home with and apply to your own investing business. Before you go, I have a gift for you. If you're a new investor looking to get started or an established investor looking to take your business to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you available on the website. This ebook will cover how I was able to create both active and passive income in real estate with very little money to start with. In it, I will address the 3 most often cited obstacles new and veteran investors run into by showing you how to find a deal that's actually a deal, how to finance that deal with little to no money down, and how to exit a deal for maximum value. And if you get the ebook today, I'm going to bury you in bonuses, 7 of them to be exact. First, you'll get the off-market lead generation blueprint, which will take you through the exact systems and processes we use to generate off-market leads like clockwork, which is the most important skill when it comes to creating real wealth in real estate. Then you'll get the A to Z REI systems and vendors guide, which will allow you to peek under the hood of our business and see the exact tools and systems and even the vendors we use to grow our business. After that, you will get the top 100 best performing keywords pack, which will give you the exact keywords we use to target leads online and generate leads without having to lift a finger. Next, you'll get the contracts bundle for wholesaling and renting real estate, which will give you access to all of the contracts we use in the field to execute all types of transactions. After that, you'll get the Investor's Quick Analysis Calculator and Offer Tool, which will allow you to quickly calculate whether a deal is an actual deal and will allow you to create an offer automatically from those calculations. Next up, we'll give you the Investor's Daily Success Tracker, which is a tracker you can use to ensure you are taking the right actions day in and day out to reach your financial goals in real estate. And finally, you will get the Wholesaler's Template for Quick Assignment Cash, which will give you the templates we use to present our wholesale deals professionally and efficiently to our buyers. I know that is a ton of things to say. I'm glad you were able to stick with it. So you'll get both the ebook and all of those 7 free bonuses when you download the ebook today. All we charge is the admin cost to run the show. So if you are interested in the ebook and the bonus bundle, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Click on Get the ebook bundle at the top of the page and take advantage of that deal. With that housekeeping item covered, I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day and even better week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. All right, before I officially sign off, I have a quick announcement to make. If you're interested in becoming a passive investor in one of my deals, my own company, Kaizen Properties, is looking for capital partners for our upcoming projects. We invest in what are known as recession-resistant assets, mainly self-storage facilities, mobile home and RV parks, and industrial properties. If you're interested in investing and would like to learn a little bit more about my company, our investing criteria, and some of the previous projects we've done, go to the Real Estate Investing Club podcast at therealestateinvestingclub.com and scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page. Click on the Invest With Us button. That'll pop up the investor form. Fill that out, and we will reach back out to you as soon as we can. Or if you prefer a little bit more of a personal touch, you can reach out to me at gabe@therealestateinvestingclub.com. So really, that is it. Again, it was a pleasure hanging out with you guys during this episode, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.